Yeah, dear friends and dear students, welcome to Product Management Bootcamp. I'll start with the syllabus. I'll quickly run you through the syllabus, which we are going to cover over next 8 weeks. A product manager's role is a very diverse role. Our syllabus reflects that there is a diverse set of skills which you will be exposed to. Though this skill set is diverse, but ultimately it will weave into a story that will equip you to work as a product manager where a IT product or a software product is getting developed, and out there you will be able to work as a team member, as an associate product manager, or even as a product manager if you have that level of experience and level of track record. So these are the modules which we will cover over next 8 weeks. We will start with fundamentals of product management. So today we will focus just on the fundamentals. So say, for example, what is a project? What is a product? How do we differentiate between a project effort and a product effort? What is a family of products? What is a platform? What is a business platform and what is a technical platform? And some other important sections or important areas like product management, who is a product manager, task, etc. Then products, when they are introduced to the market, they have a life cycle, and that life cycle starts with product in vision and entry. Whenever we develop a product with a vision, we start with some sort of strategy, and there is a segment of market which is in our mind. So our product will typically address a business segment. So Facebook as a platform has got a segment, though it caters to a very large wide population. It has a given focus, but vis-a-vis Facebook, if you think of the Microsoft's offering, which is Microsoft Kaizala, it focuses on business users. So there is a segmentation. Or you may say Apple device vis-a-vis normal users of Android phones. Or those of you who would have utilized a BlackBerry phone earlier, you will remember that the BlackBerry phone users almost always belong to the premium business segment category of users. Here, we will talk about product in vision, product entry, and we will focus on what is known as the product go-to-market or GTM. And once the product is introduced to the market, how do we engage with our customers? Where does this product get deployed, whether it is on the cloud or whether it is on the individual machine or a person who is holding a mobile phone in his hand? So we will talk about engagement plans, deployment plans, implementation partnerships, pricing, etc. So this is module 2. Module 1, we have set the context. Module 2, we will talk about envision, entry, go-to-market, pricing, etc. And our context, while we learn product management, is basically a software product, a software platform, a IT product. So that is our core focus, or that is what our context is. Though whatever we learn here, this knowledge can be applied on other products also. And in module 3, which we will cover in week 3, customer and end user centric product management. So here we need to define who is the customer, who is the end user for our software, what is the product ecosystem. So while we build a product, we need to work with UC suppliers, we need to work with companies who are providing us the input, we need to work with product team, etc. So we will talk about the entire ecosystem which we need to manage if we are to make our product a winner in the market. And herein we will learn about customer journey, a customer persona or a user persona who is talking about our product. All of us will agree that most of this product development today is happening using Scrum framework. So we will talk about user story mapping, user stories. And herein in this module, we will learn BPM, process modeling. Then we move on to understand who the product evangelist. Product evangelism is also something which is part of your role as a product manager. So an evangelist is someone who spreads positive news about the product. So evangelism is basically being true to yourself, being true to the customers, and still spreading positive. What if you have to work out of the client side, or if you have to work with close collaboration of the client? How do you handle key customers? Let us say your product is bringing, say, $100 million of revenue to your company. And what if a single customer is giving 50% of that revenue? So how do you handle him? So all this is what we are going to cover in module 3. Module 4 is basically devoted to those product managers, associate product managers, or those product team members who are to work alongside the development and engineering team. For sure, when we think of the PM role or a associate product manager role, we are not experts in developing the product. So we are per se not programmers, we are not UC software testers, we are not UC delivery managers. But we have a distinct role to fulfill while we work alongside the development team. And in fact, this is the likely case when you will join a product team, whatever your role may be, it is the likely case that you will have to work alongside the development team for a significant time, or even if you are in a client-facing role, let us say for B2B product, even in that case, you won't be working with the client from day one without you getting exposed to working with the development and engineering team so that you understand the nuances and ins and out of your product. So this is where we will talk about MVP planning, product design, technology stack, program management, source code control, release, etc. Since we are learning software product management or software platform management, we need to understand the environment. That is, we need to have technical skills also. So along these weeks, we will focus on those skills as well. Module 5 focuses on Scrum for product managers. All of you, I know, have good idea about Scrum, but still we will do a revision and we will focus the Scrum framework essentials as is what is expected for product managers. Module 6 is product metrics management. You would have seen there is a lot of buzz about data-driven product management or product managers who focus on data. So herein, we will focus on matrices which are important for our products. Say something like monthly recurring revenue. What is the revenue which, let's say, a software as a service startup or a software as a service product gets month after month? What is the customer lifetime value? So there is a cost of acquisition while we acquire a new customer. Let's say that cost of acquisition, say it is 1,000 rupees. Is it less? Is it more? Can that company afford it? So all those questions will be decided on the basis of the customer lifetime value. What this customer can give to us in the longer run. Who are our daily users? Who are our active users? So there is a set of matrices which we need to focus upon and which we will learn in module 6. Week 7, we will focus on wireframe, mockup and prototype development. Wireframing skills are also important for product managers. And then module 8 is on key techniques for product managers. There is yet another module for technology for product managers. And module 10 and 11 are basically on how to enter into product management and program wrap-up. Hopefully, we will be able to complete all this in 8 weeks' time starting today. So counting today's week itself. For module 10, which is how to enter into product management, I will provide you with some key resources next week so that as you learn and as we move along, you are able to find your positioning when you are an applicant in the job market as a product manager, as an associate product manager, or as a valuable team member. Herein, I will clarify, when we think of a product manager, sometimes we think of an individual who is at the apex of the product organization. Let us say if we talk about a product like Microsoft PowerPoint. For this PowerPoint team, there will be a person at the apex. This person, if we talk about, say, Microsoft organizational hierarchy, this person may be called as a product director or a principal product manager. Wherein in some other company, the person who is at the apex may be called just simply as a product manager or a chief product manager. While we will talk about product management, or while I'll take up the word product manager, my reference is basically the role that of a product manager. With this role, depending upon your skill, depending upon your experience level, you may be an entry-level person, you may be a person who is at the top. So it doesn't matter, but I will be using the word product manager as a role, not exactly as the senior most person of the team. So this is how and what we are going to cover across all these 8 weeks. This is going to be a participative class and a class wherein I will expect some activity from all of you and each of you. All those who will participate in the activities, who complete the assignments, I'm sure they will have a very different experience vis-a-vis others who are just present in the class. So please be a bit interactive and please try to complete whatever small or big activities I assign to you. I'll tell you at the cost of repetition, product manager's role, as we will learn shortly, is a very diverse role. When you are attempting to learn the ropes of a very diverse role, there is bound to be some kind of confusion because it has got so many perspectives, so many views. So a single view is not enough for you to understand and appreciate the product manager's role or the product manager job. But I am sure by the time we will complete this boot camp, you will have what we call as the product mindset. Sometimes some people say, look, we seek people who have a product manager's mindset. Even if 100% of skills are not there, it is fine. But what's that product mindset? I think you will be able to develop. You need to visualize a bit. Visualization is important as to how whatever you learn here, if you are a member of a product team or a platform team, how you are going to use that. And everything what you learn here, please relate it with your current IT project experience and current worldly experience. When people say that we need individuals who have, 5, 7, 8 years of experience, so that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to work on an IT project. You have to be worldly wise. You have to have that ability to observe. On one of my projects, I'll tell you, when I was starting my career, one of my product managers was a person who joined our team from life insurance industry. At that moment, he was having some 10 years of experience in life insurance industry, and he joined our team as a product manager. Of course, he would also have faced his struggle because he was changing his industry. But for us, he was a role model because he used to nurture the team and he was a good facilitator. So maybe at that point of time, he was not a person who was so comfortable in technology. Now that is not the case. That person is still in the industry. But he being a person who could facilitate the team, who could nurture the team, he succeeded as a product manager. So all of you will have a different starting point. As on date, all of you will have a different skill set because none of you will have all the skills which we expect from a product manager today. But you need to identify your starting point. And as far as this product bootcamp is concerned, by the time we complete this bootcamp, all of you will get a very significant head start when it comes to a product role. So let us start. And let us start with module 1. I'll tell you my method. I will stop time to time and I will give you a chance to speak so that if you have a question, if you have an observation, if you have a comment, you can participate in the class. And this class will benefit a lot with your participation. Dialogues will uncover very new facets. So let us start right away.